Southpaw 2015. The movie begins with Billy Hope getting ready for his fight with Darius Jones. Billy's wife, Maureen, is terrified to see Billy suffer horrifying facial injuries throughout the fight that caused his eyes to bleed profusely. Despite his nasty injuries, Billy managed to retain his light heavyweight championship title by knocking out Cedric. At the press conference, Billy brags about his achievements with Miguel Escobar, a young upcoming boxer, taunts Billy to fight him. Maureen calms him down in front of the media. Backstage, Billy is furious and demands that his manager Jordan arrange a match with Miguel right away. However, Jordan advises against it because it is not profitable. Billy smashes a table before realizing that he's wrong and leaves. Billy and Maureen get home just in time to put their daughter Leela to bed. Leela asks if she can watch Billy's fights, but Maureen refuses because they are too violent. Maureen admits that she finds it intolerable to watch Billy take so many fatal hits in the ring. They have a disagreement because she wants him to quit, but Billy is so in love with her that he agrees to quit. Jordan arrives at their house the next day with a new deal for Billy from HBO that's going to pay him $30 million. He approaches Maureen, who informs him that Billy is quitting boxing. Jordan fails to believe that it's true. Soon, Billy arrives and tells Jordan that it's true. Later, Billy struggles with his speech for a charity event and backs out given the fact that he would have to talk with his pitiful childhood. Maureen calms him down and convinces him to attend the event. At the event, Billy delivers his speech and is about to leave when Miguel approaches him once again and provokes him by passing inappropriate comments about Maureen. Despite Maureen's pleas, Billy falls victim to his short temper and attacks Miguel. They engage in a bloody fistfight, and in the confusion, Maureen is shot by a member of one of the crews. Billy is heartbroken and attempts to save his bleeding wife, but she has lost too much of blood and dies in his arms. The police asks Billy to identify the shooter, but Billy is too concerned about his daughter to even respond appropriately to the questions. Later, Billy is seen kneeling at his wife's tombstone at the end of her funeral. Billy now struggles to communicate with his daughters without his wife also burning for revenge against Hector, whom he believes to be his wife's murderer. Billy runs into John, one of his friends, who is waiting outside. Billy is devastated, but John tries to persuade him not to carry out his revenge plan. Billy throws John out of his house and accuses him of failing to protect Maureen. Billy shows up to Hector's house, but he only finds his drug-addicted wife, Maria, and leaves after learning Hector is a father. Billy continues to dwell in sorrow. When he falls behind on his taxes, the creditors are about to put his house up for auction. As a result, Billy faces financial crisis. Jordan tries to convince him to sign the fight deal Maureen had rejected. He agrees and thanks Jordan for always being there for him. However, the fight does not go well. The opposing fighter, Toure, knocks Billy out. Jordan leaves Billy after he loses his championship title. He gets into a car accident on the way home due to his drug abuse. He drags himself back inside, where he passes out on the floor. He's transported to the hospital after Leela calls for help. However, he's charged in court for Leela's custody hearing. Billy loses the case after making a scene at the court, and Leela is separated from him until a review hearing 30 days later due to his drug addiction. Once Billy's house gets auctioned, he calls John to pick him up and makes amends with his friend for always supporting him. John drops him off at Will's gym. This is the place where Tick Wells works. Billy is hoping to convince Tick to hire him and train him as well. Tick is skeptical that Billy can handle the job there. Billy rejects his offer of a janitorial job because he feels that Tick is insulting him by giving him a subpar job. The next day, he goes to the children's services to see Leela. The supervisor reluctantly agrees, but Leela is clearly upset and refuses to see him. Enraged by Billy's condition, they part ways once more. Billy turns to Tick and accepts the janitorial position that he was offered. As he begins to work there, that's when he befriends a young man named Hoppy, who looks up to him and continues his own training as well. Things with his daughter, however, are not improving because she constantly refuses to see him. Meanwhile, Miguel knocks out Torre to win the World Light Heavyweight Championship. Tick and Billy are drinking at the bar when Tick confronts him about the situation. Billy storms out, believing Tick is criticizing him for nothing. He apologizes when he returns and admits that he is unsure of what to do without Maureen. Tick suggests that he continues with his boxing career while allowing his daughter to grieve because she also has lost her mother. Billy starts working hard and starts training the young fighters while also visiting the children's services on occasion to see Layla. Despite being repeatedly denied, he insists on seeing her. Tick decides to train him after he regains his focus and self-control. Tick coaches Billy in the Southpaw style, a calculated and defensive boxing style, to hone his anger while also improving his precision and defense. Leela agrees to see him, and they resume their old friendship. However, the court still refuses to grant him custody of Leela. Billy later returns into Tick in a restaurant and then thanks him for attending his court hearing. The next day, Tick's friend Lou pays him a visit at the gym. He wants to organize a charity match for Billy to benefit war veterans. Tick agrees to let Billy compete as long as he sticks to the Southpaw boxing style. Billy is just glad to be back in the ring. Leela, however, is not pleased when he tells her about the match. Billy's outstanding performance at the event, drawing praise from the audience including Jordan. Following Billy's victory, Jordan approaches Billy and asks him if he wants to fight Miguel and reclaim his championship title. Tick assumes Billy is fighting Miguel for revenge and refuses to train him for the fight. He informs Billy about the Hoppy getting killed by his abusive father. He reflects on Hoppy and admits that he lacked the strength and wisdom to assist a child like Hoppy when he needed it, but agrees to help Billy if he needs it. Billy confesses that he won't stand a chance to beat Miguel without Tick. Billy sees another ray of hope when the judge allows him to see Leela again. They share lunch and pay visit to Maureen's grave. Billy reluctantly agrees to let Leela attend his upcoming match against Miguel. Billy and Miguel both work extremely hard to prepare for the upcoming match. Miguel appears to have the advantage of having spent more time training with Billy's former trainer and manager. 6 weeks have passed in the blink of an eye, and the match between Billy and Miguel has arrived. In the locker room, Leela and her supervisor Angela are watching the game. When the match begins, and round after round, both fighters exchange vicious punches. Miguel then insults Maureen to distract Billy. Billy lashes out in rage, nearly stopping the fight. Tick warns Billy not to allow Miguel to control him. Billy controls his anger and gains the upper hand. In the final round, Billy lands a shot to Miguel's face before turning southpaw and delivering a powerful left uppercut. Miguel stands up at the last second and is saved by the bell. Billy is declared the winner by a narrow margin and reunites with Leela in the locker room, where she forgives him for his mistakes and they both hug for the first time since Maureen's death.